Hey everybody, my name is Stacy and I have a bit of an interesting situation tonight here where normally I'm on the other side of the microphone doing the interviewing, but I have a project upcoming and I thought it'd be kind of strange for me to do that. So I've asked my good friend from Tasmania, Australia, Sean, to join me tonight to take that side of things. So Sean, thanks for taking the time to join me.
Oh, thanks very much, Stacey. It's a pleasure to be here and a pleasure to, be associated with you and the great work that you're doing. So if you're happy for me to, Stacey, I might just ask you a few questions
Yeah.
just around the podcast and the future and what the whole premise is. So why is it you decided to start a podcast after so many years in journalism? You're now moving towards a podcast.
Well, unfortunately, I was part of the media layoffs that happened about a year ago. And I've done a few other projects, but one of the things, once you're a journalist, you're kind of always a journalist. And I really missed talking to people and asking questions. And that's to me is the crux of journalism. So I have started this podcast in hopes of being able to continue that, tell people stories, and just really, talk to people who have either been through something in their life that has caused them to change course or, they've helped somebody or just really, really have a good story to tell. So no spoilers here. It's called Unexpected Journeys. And its first episode is going to be coming out on the 19th of July. So I'm really super excited.
So can you give us a little bit more information about what the focus of the podcast is?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, Sean, is try to find people, and I've done a number of interviews already, and I want to thank the people who have stepped up to do these with me because it is, not having been proven as a podcaster, sometimes people are like, should I really do this? Does she have the views? But I'm going to talk to people, and I have spoken with people. A lot of stories from Canada, some are international as well, but looking for people who have had something in their life that was unplanned. And what it has meant for them is they've either had to change their path in life because of it, or they have encountered somebody that has had something unexpected happen to them and they're helping them. So again, Unexpected Journeys is the title, and we're going to be just telling great stories is the bottom line. And Sean, I want to thank you because you have a lot of podcasting experience and you agreed to come on as my executive producer. So I want to thank you for that, especially because every time we chat, we have to figure out schedules because you're on the other side of the world.
Yes, yeah, it's the challenges of a 16-hour time difference, I guess, really.
Absolutely. But I do want to, before we get into this a little bit further, just say some thank yous, not only to yourself, but I've had Jessica Lemon from Lemon Entertainment out of Vancouver reach out to me, and we have collaborated on some projects. And so Lemon Entertainment has actually signed myself in the podcast, for lack of a better term, I guess. They are my representation. They are helping me. Jessica has been so helpful, helping me with all the, behind the scenes stuff that goes into a podcast. They're going to be doing some promotion. So I have an agent, I guess. So thank you to Lemon Entertainment. Also to Kim Capperell with Nara Studios. Kim lent me the podcast equipment to start. He's like, check this out, see if it works, see if you like it before you invest. Honestly, probably one of the best things I've ever done because it's just allowed me to investigate what works best and what works best for me. 3-Putt Golf Co. out of North Battleford, they came on as a sponsor almost right away. So thank you to them. And of course, all of the guests who are joining me over the season. It's very humbling. And I've got, I think, 20 some interviews so far. And so we have enough for 2 seasons. So we're really going to be rolling.
Oh, that's fantastic, and it's good to see you've been able to reach out and use your contacts and the relationships you've developed over the years in journalism. And I know you said before no spoilers, but is there any chance you could give us a little bit of a sneak peek of what we can look forward to?
Absolutely. So as far as guests goes, the very first episode, July the 19th, I'm speaking with Mike Dahl. Mike is from Medicine Hat, and unfortunately his son passed away in a tragic accident when he was 15 a couple of years ago, and they've started a foundation in his name, the Christian Dahl Foundation. So we're going to be talking a little bit about what that means and how he's honoring the memory of his son. The second guest after that is another interesting story. That'll be on the 22nd because I'm releasing episodes on Sundays and Wednesdays. ways. Her name is Kira McSorley, and she lives in Alberta now, but early in her life, she spent time in a small community near the Arctic Circle, and it was so small that they needed legal representation because they didn't have judges and lawyers. She had no experience, and they appointed her as a judge. And so, she took the training, and I won't get into it because it's just, she has a fascinating story to tell about how she worked through the justice system up there. Then I have Sharon Patakin from Onion Lake. She's a world champion pool player. I also interviewed the ladies from Three Putt Golf Company, not just because they sponsored me, but because they're two young girls who have started this women's golf company. And basically, they've started a whole fashion line with no experience whatsoever, and they've done fantastically. And then I have other guests. I have the fellow who wrote the script for Halloween H2O for the horror fans. He has a really interesting story. There's a lady from Alberta, Kristen Travers is her name. She had a stroke when she was 31. She lost her ability to speak. She's a nurse as well, and she had to regain that ability, and now she's helping and has helped so many other people. I'm talking to a fellow who is doing a motorcycle trip around the world. I'm talking to a former VJ from Much Music, Bill Wolichka. Much Music was huge, in the 90s, and so we're going to talk to him about being a VJ. There's so many more. The list goes on, Sean, and I appreciate, like I said, everybody who said yes, but it's just really going to be a podcast with great stories.
That sounds great. So whereabouts do you think we're going to be able to find you if people want to follow you?
Well, Sean, it'll be on all the usual spots where you can find it, Spotify, Apple Music, every place that you would get your podcasts, and also on all the regular social media as well. Just search Unexpected Journeys. And if you follow me on Facebook, I'll be posting, all the time. And it really helps. What I've learned through this project is that if you could subscribe. So, and I think people think when you hear subscribe, you have to pay. But for example, on YouTube, if you could just subscribe to the Unexpected Journeys channel, all these links will always be posted. You just have to click subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps podcast creators out as well. And, liking, following, sharing, all that stuff. So again, everything will be under Unexpected Journeys.
Well, great. Well, good luck with Unexpected Journeys. Something to look forward to. And it sounds like you've worked really hard to put out something that's going to be really high quality. Stacey, thanks very much for the opportunity to speak with you today. And thank you for the opportunity to showcase my dogs fighting in the background. But good luck with it, and looking forward to July 19 when the first episode comes out. I'm really excited.
Well, thank you, Sean, and thanks for agreeing to be the executive producer. I've probably harassed you more than I should, but you have had some really, really good advice, so thank you so much for that. And this is not the end of dealing with you. You'll be on. I'm going to bring you on for a special bonus episode here at some point, but we're not going to tell anybody what we're talking about. So thanks for that. Thanks for the advice.
All right. Okay, Stacey, good luck with it, and looking forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you so much.